Well, hello. Yeah, late, last but not least. Yeah, I do apologize if some things do call a little, and then I do answer some at times as well. But yeah, this time I do apologize. Hendo, yes, I was late. I do apologize. I'm sorry. Welcome to Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre. It's Sunday night, or should I say Sunday afternoon, where you are. And yeah, it's good to see the whole team ahead. Wow, so many people. Rebellious Ruth, wonderful. Blessings for connection, light, kindness, and gratitude. I did get your message there on the sort on the site as well. Yeah, it's time to count what we are grateful for. The weekly gratitude latitude. What have we got? Cameron, how's it, Cameron? Buzzy, hello, Lynn. How are you keeping? Cameron says, please watch Fiona Tim's Waitulu. Yeah, The King and I. My meeting with King Charles III. Who else we got? Cameron, Buzzy, Cameron, Allison. hello. How are you keeping? And Allison's greeting the whole room as well there. Buzzy, Cameron, Fiona, White Zulu. Hello, how are you today? Hendo, of course. Afternoon, everybody. Hendo, what would life be without Hendo? Buzzy, White Zulu, Allison, Buzzy, Allison, Cameron, Debbie Murray. Hello, Sunday greetings to you all, wonderful people. Of course, yes, they are all wonderful people, and you're wonderful people too. Thanks, Debbie. Hey, how are you? White Zulu, Hendo, I think I've greeted everybody. Arbot, yeah, missing you, buddy. Great to see you back again. Weekend's been good. It's just been hectic. Been good. Oh, wow. That is a very good friend of mine, Sean Waddle. How are you keeping, Sean? Wow. I actually got goosebumps. Think of you every now and again as well. Hello. Ahoy there, matey. Wi-Fi Ina's on. Clean language is in the house. No, I'm kidding. All filthy. Right. And then I did think DVD was on. I don't know if I saw him somewhere now or not. But yeah. Great stuff. King Fat Fingers, not too bright. I don't know. I'm just picking up stompies here with Hendo and that. So how's everyone doing? How's the week been? It has been a smasher of a week for me again. So I am not going to say that I have watched anything. And I don't even know what the hang's happening in the rugby at the moment. I have been so off TV and rugby, and then I switched on the TV this afternoon and it's jumping at the bottom. So then I got to phone the people. Fortunately, it's not my TV. It's just the one I watch. Everyone's just greeting. Hi. Okay, so yeah, so the weekend. What am I grateful for this week? That it's over. No, I'm kidding. Well, somewhere we've got to be grateful for things this week. Well, actually, that I got through the week. That I got a lot of things done. Yeah, amazing stuff. I'm hoping everything should be pulled through. Going to go to Vietnam for a conference or seminar, whatever you want to call it, for Thursday and Friday. So it has been amazingly difficult to get a visa for Vietnam, especially South Africans. Vietnam's just realized, hey, these little sapphirs, they're jumping ship and we're not going to bring them into the country. So we're going to make it real hard. I've been to the embassy twice already, and then they want this letter and that letter. Agencies can't help me. And in the end, a lady from Cambridge who was in Vietnam actually got a agency there to sort of get my visa and that done. And hopefully, as it sounds, everything should be right unless I'm blacklisted, which I don't know if I'm blacklisted in Vietnam. I don't think so. I've never been there before. So everything going well. My visa should be through on the 1st. We fly on the 2nd, and we'll come back on the night of the 4th, only to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or at 2 o'clock to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning for Siem Reap, as we're going there for a week. If I'm actually going to be chatting next week, which I'll definitely try and keep up a stream. I will be doing it from my laptop in Siem Reap. And then maybe, as I said to Buzzy this afternoon, I said, maybe I'll do some surprise live videos from places in Siem Reap, or I could just do them in content. Here we go. What's Debbie say? We need to welcome November with positive vibes only, a bounty of beautiful beginners and never-ending blessings. Thank you very much. Right back at you there, Debbie. Of course, yes. We made it through October, so we are now heading for... sorry, Hendo's statement just threw me off. We made it through October. We're heading for the November, which is the springboard into the season. Senda say you're going to Vietnam for a jolly get. No. I'm really actually going for a seminar Vietnam. I'm not even staying long. Bulls versus Shark after this live stream. Stormers. Oh yes, I remember seeing something like that. Of course, the Bulls are going to die, but the problem is they are playing in Loftus, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So, yeah, we're going to make this stream short and ship-shaped as well as what we can. We'll get to talking about that now. Let's take a look at what you're looking at. So let's share the old screen so we can see what we're looking at. I haven't done sound, so just toughies. Right. Always top of the list is the Colonel. Chris Wyatt, Africa. Don't forget to tune into Chris Wyatt, Africa. News, views, and insights into South Africa. He is an American in Pennsylvania, but he has the best news and the best follow-up. If you actually want to see what's actually happening in South Africa and get some really good insight, please don't forget to follow Chris Wyatt, Africa. Really good. And if you do like your rugby, you can always zoot onto Rugby Ascendant, which is also Chris, and he does commentating throughout the rugby matches as well. So if you get to watch a rugby match, you can always turn your sound down and turn Chris up. And if you're like me, 30 seconds before he says that it's going to happen, because somehow he ends up 30 seconds behind me over here. I don't know why, but yeah. My slow or his slow? I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely Chris. And then, of course, our boykie with the skin in the game, the DA counselor and good friend who's known as Ronaldo Gous. Well, I can't say good friend, but acquaintance. I really enjoy him. I think he's absolutely a super person. So, yeah. Is Chris suspended from YouTube? Oh, I didn't even know that. You see what's going on this week. I don't even know what's going on in the news. So you could tell me a country blew up right now and I'll go, really? Really? Yes. Ronaldo seems to have some pretty interesting videos on. Of late, the mayor of Canaland, state capture. I think there's something live. Is there something live about that now? No, that was 6 days ago. No, I just haven't, as I say, I cannot tell you. I know that this game one was the last one I actually got to see. Oh, no, it was actually the little Malema problem. Don't forget our very own Pony from Benoni. Hello, Ruthie. How are you keeping? Yes, it is a rebellious Ruth. Always got absolutely fascinating, fabulous streams on Ruth. And yeah, I would definitely take a chortle over there and get tuned into Ruth, rebellious Ruth. Also, tons of videos, disappearing go-go, pump it, pump up the jam, pump it up, okay, and then warning, enter at own risk. But this is about a year ago. Yeah, these are someone's back, but yes, your latest ones are there as well. Goodly stuff. And so then, of course, without further ado, always our very own and absolutely stunning lady who has now got a video out on meeting King Charles. I nearly said Prince Charles, forgive me. King Charles III as well. Fiona Timms, White Zulu. Not the White Zulu, because that is copyright. The is copyright. Yeah. Anyway, White Zulu, where she's actually reading her book. And it's absolutely stunning. I must say, I've got to get back to your last part or two, because I have just been slumping into bed lately. I haven't even been listening to your book. So thrash me, 60 lashings in the city square, please. I do apologize for that. But it is absolutely awesome. It has the aura of what's surrounding. You can almost smell and taste and hear as the story has been told from absolute emotion and experience. And of course, there's always the website, whitezulubook.com, not the. Always remember, www.whitezulubook.com, where you can actually find some photographs in the galleries that actually pertain to quite many lot of the stories. Beautiful ladies in those days. But I'm not going to go through the whole site with you because I want you to actually go and take a look. Look at the beautiful story there. Beautiful lady there. Sorry, beautiful story there. And then, yeah, I always get onto some facts, but I thought I'd bring this one up for when we run out of what we speak about because we're going to make it short today. But did you know that on this day in 1994, 2004, 2014, this is like what, 28 years ago, is it? 1994, 2004, 2014, 2024. So it's 28 years ago. How old do you feel? Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, The Shawshank Redemption, and Jurassic Park were all showing at movie theaters. How old do you feel now? But we'll go through some more WTF facts if we run out of absolutely something to talk about. What have we been going on through there? King's Fat Fingers, Buzzy. I'm just going through the sides again. Extremely dodgy Mountbatten, Viceroy of India, insidious creature. I don't know. What are you talking about? The new Prime Minister, Hendo, or somewhere else? I don't know. We need to welcome November. Yes. Going to Vietnam? No. Bulls versus Sharks? Yes, guys. I would suggest that is going to be a good game. The Bulls wearing pink again, huh? Tutus and... Chris is still suspended from YouTube. I didn't realize that he was. Shows you that I'm not watching. Chris White is on Rumble, and Hendo doing great job posting links. There we go. Thank you very much, Hendo. Due to heavy YouTube censorship, Chris Wyatt is forced to live stream via Rumble. Okay, there we go. To live stream via Rumble, all political. So there is the link. Thank you very much, Hendo, to Chris Wyatt's Rumble. You know what? And Chris calls a spade, and this is why we sometimes end up with the woke being a little overboard. Do you subscribe to his Rumble channel if you have not? There we go. Okay, I have not, so I will. What to do? Wash your hand, wash your. You've been done an awesome job. Wash your hand, wash your hands. Okay, I think that's the little wavy hand logo that's coming up as wash your hands, wash your hands. Either that or it's the COVID logo. Wash your hands, wash your hands. I don't know. Anyone celebrating Halloween tomorrow, dress up as EFF Teletubbies. And go to Brackenfell. You go trick or treating in Brackenfell, hey? It's Hendo's little 2 cents there for. There we go. White Zulu meets King Fat Fingers. Gorgeous Fiona with an awesome. She has an awesome storytelling voice. I just love that voice. And I don't feel a day over 72, says Arbot. Cameron, I was young then that I could not watch those movies. I remember those movies coming out. I just thought that they were maybe 10 years ago, not 28 years ago. You know, it just suddenly makes you feel like real old. I was 24 in 94. 23, I think. 16. Oh, sorry, 24 as well. I think 24, 25 too. There we go. Now, those are the good days. Those are the carefree days. I'm just thinking today about these kids that were born in the 90s. Debbie, popcorn moments make me feel old, but what great memories to my youth, which was all spent. What can we say? Memories are all we've got. Would we go and do them again? I don't think we'd get them as perfect as what we have them now. Yeah, I think we were also the same, Alison. I also think I'm twinned up there somewhere. Say, yeah, you get your special trick and treat in Brackenfell. Pass up. Yeah, that's if you Teletubby and go there. Yeah, I remember 1994 was a vote, but we voted in 1991 or 92. I was still in the military then. And we had like special little voting things to say. It was a referendum to say, you know what, should we allow everyone to vote or not? They're still fabulous. Yeah, we're fabulous people. We're growing old disgracefully. Please smash. Yeah, I can imagine. I can Miss Yafiana's voice notes. Love to, love to. Oh yeah, and I keep on forgetting to tell you guys this. Thanks, Buzzy. Please smash the like button and subscribe. Subscribers are like stagnant. I was too young to vote. No, I could vote then. I only ever voted in SA was in 19. And, at least you got to. At least you can say you got to vote in SA. Cameron was 11 years old. No, I was out of school by then. No, yeah, it's amazing how you can feel old when things seem to be just like 10 years down. I mean, it's like Turner Classic Movies Channel, TCM. I mean, they're supposed to be like old black and white movies on there. And next thing they're showing movies, and I'm going, that's pretty new. That's still good. And it's like, no, that's about 35 years old. I'm like, what? But yeah, that's the good stuff. Watched a nice little movie this weekend. Cameron was a stout lighty in 1994. Nothing has changed. But yeah, what have I watched lately? I actually watched quite a nice little movie the other day called Jerry and Marge Go Large, about these, based on a true story about these, this chap when he had to go into retirement, and they started figuring out this one lottery that if the more people bought and it rolled, the lottery rolled down, because if nobody won, then it got shared amongst the sort of non-winning people or people that got closest. And I don't know what they figured out. Watch the movie yourself and see. But it was just like a nice little feel-good movie, which I actually quite enjoyed. White Zulu says, Fiona says, I never got the party I ever voted for. I also wanted a big party on my 21st. I never got my party either. Debbie says, absolutely fabulous, darling. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Wine and glasses. They were classic. Joanna Lumley and what was the other one? Joanna Lumley. She actually did a beautiful documentary going through, I think, Japan or to China and stuff like that. I realized I was getting old when Jaws was on TCM. I know, it's like, that's not old. Next thing, yeah, it's 35, 40 years old, son. 1994, I had self-confidence and was ready to capture the world. Weren't we all? Weren't we all? Bags packed. New Halloween movies, not too bad. And Black Adam was good. I haven't seen Black Adam yet. I saw that it's on at the cinemas. We were out there on Friday night. So I was wondering what it was like. I watched a movie called Big Stan this weekend. It's okay. I mean, yeah, no. I figured that. I was just pushing a quick one out there. I voted ever since I was 19. Never had any. No, I do realize you meant political party. I was just joshing with you there. So let's get down to talking. So tomorrow is Hallows End, so that the next day can be All Saints Day. Do you? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I've got to shoot back to that. Joanna Lumley and Jennifer Saunders. Sweetie, darling, absolute classic on how that needs to. I like Mrs. Brown's Boys. That's nice. If you haven't seen it, watch Mrs. Brown's Boys, the part where she says, that's nice. And she explains why she says that. But yeah, Halloween. Let's get back to Halloween. Halloween. Hello, are you? You celebrate Halloween? Don't you celebrate Halloween? What do you think of Halloween? Is it connotated to Satanism, witchcraft, wizardry, sorcery? Is it not? Is it just fun and games? is it okay even if you're ignorant to it? So if it doesn't look like quicksand and it doesn't seem like quicksand and it shouldn't be quicksand, so it won't hurt to run over the quicksand, or are you slowly going to get sucked into it? Oh yeah, the super glue one I also saw, Hendo. Mrs. Brown's boys with the super glue. So yeah, that's a question I want to ask you guys. Are you opening yourselves up to Halloween? In Cambodia, I don't know if they know what they're celebrating. Yeah, no, I agree, Fiona. I'm probably just about too old to do Halloween in South Africa. I don't know. Never really did Halloween. It's not like we grew up with Halloween. I mean, it was only after we were growing up that retail started catching on to Valentine's Day and started valentining everything. And next thing you have to spend a whole lot of money on another day in another year for Jack, whatever. In Cambodia, they do quite a bit of Halloween, but I have the sense that they don't know what they're doing when they do it, because it's like Halloween was originally, I don't know, I'm not going to read from anything, but it was originally from when the spirits come out and they're coming back to you, and you dress as one of them or put spirits in that or things up so that they think there's people there or stuff like that. And then I listened to a lady who's like anti-Halloween, who used to thrive on Halloween. I don't want to put any name to it or anything like that, but she was apparently a witch. I don't know if it was a good one or bad one or whatever, but yeah. So sorry if I'm going to go a little bit of put a subject on here, which maybe is going to be a little controversial, but you know what? It's opinions, and what we're looking at, everybody counts. I'm not hushing anyone, but and she's like, whoa, this is when the veil is the thinnest between the spirit realm and the world realm. And I've read it in a couple of different ways which have expressed similarities. What's in to say? Americans complaining about the prices of candy this year. Don't celebrate Halloween, then you just end up giving the stuff away. I don't celebrate Halloween personally. I don't. You know what? I think I've got enough doors open to what I shouldn't have opened, and then going to open additional doors and things like that. It's the same with Chumben, and it's the same when I go to, like I said to you, I go to a temple, Buddhist temple or whatever. You can actually go there and you can have the little band. None of these are Buddhist bands or anything like that. It is stuff that I've got Africa, Cambodia, but none of it is from a Buddhist or from some religious ceremony or anything to that effect. So I won't do it. I'll look at it and I'll take pictures of it or whatever, but anyone can go, and you can go and you can give money and then you pray, and that's just like opening doors that I don't want to open. But then let's go into another one and say, well, you know what? Isn't it good fun for children to run around in the streets at night and get sweeties from everybody? I mean, even at our school, I mean, tomorrow the primary school gets to dress up and they get to trick and treat between the classrooms and everything like that. And I'm like, I don't think you guys quite know what it is. You've just taken a worldly party and put it in there. It's the same as what they do with Christmas. Well, they don't do Easter here at all, so they don't even use the worldly party. I'm not into Halloween. It's an American holiday festival. To me, it's a commercial money-making scheme. I think that's the only thing, especially in South Africa, that is driving, and definitely in Cambodia, that drives Halloween. In South Africa, I think in October, you've usually got your Christmas stuff coming up already. Never mind Halloween. Over here, you've still got, I mean, we walked past a restaurant which had like cobwebs all over it, set up for Halloween. There's another nightclub called Epic. The whole entrance was turned into like a haunted house. So you actually walk through a haunted house and into there. And yeah, I don't know. Horror movies, I just love the horror movies around Halloween. I don't like horror movies. Simple reason, I get bored. It's almost like a comedy. I get bored. I'm terrible. I'm really a pancake when it comes to having to an extreme movie, an extreme horror movie, an extreme funny movie, and it's like, yeah, everything's a ripoff in the UK. Brace for Christmas. I think South Africa is going to agree with you there. Everything in South Africa right now is a ripoff, and I know prices even here are going up. Everything's commercialized. Easter egg has both pagan and Christian origins. Exactly. I mean, this is where Halloween came from as well. We'll celebrate it before All Saints Day on the Monday type thing. So we'll take some real spooky, ghosty thing. And as I said, you know what? Here's what I've said before. I don't not believe in these things. I'm 100% behind that. Every one of these things, I'm 100% behind the fact that supernatural exists, guys. I'm really 100%. I believe in witchcraft. I believe in Satanism. I believe in witch doctors, and I believe in what's these naturalists or whatever, etc., etc. All of these things. I don't worship them, but they're true. They're real. You can go and mess with spirits if you like. It's not a problem. You can do it. It's not like, talking around. Yeah, you get the frauds and things like that. I saw a fortune teller the other day here in Cambodia who was hightailed into court for fraud. And I thought, couldn't you see that coming? But anyway, not my business. But so the fun is nice. So it's not hurting anyone if we're just running around dressing up and getting sweeties. It's like, as Debbie said, it's commercialized. It's to sell more chocolates. It's to how many times a year do you go out to buy pumpkins looking like jack-o'-lanterns? Do you buy clothes or things that are going to look horrid, or try and make blood out of it and things, and actually have this like really depressing party where everyone's going to look dead and more gory than anything else? Maybe it doesn't work, maybe it doesn't matter, it's all innocent. The kiddies go around, boo, yeah, have a chocky, that was scary. So Fiona say, agreed, it's already Christmas, mayhem on top of Halloween. Yeah, I don't know what South Africa's like, guys. You tell me. Are they going all out Halloween as well? Because they never used to. But yeah. See, Hendo says it's good for the kids having fun, but don't go overboard. The thing is, with the amount of meanings that get attached to with the amount of meanings that get attached to everything these days, what are we attaching to? Are we attaching nothing to anything these days? So you know what? Halloween is nothing but fun. Christmas is nothing but fun. Easter's nothing but fun. You know what? What's the other ones we have? Valentine's Day is nothing but fun. Are there any people that actually connotate something to it? Or is it just like there's nothing in this world anymore? It's just a world of materialism. Yeah, there we go. No longer the days when kids just got one present under the tree. Now they demand so much. Endo says avoid the high street till January. I'm assuming you guys are sharing the UK's stuff there. Debbie agrees 100%. The supernatural does exist. Just don't scratch where it doesn't need to be. It's exactly what I'm saying. None of this. I have never declined or said to anyone if someone said there's a witch. Or you know what? Then it'll be. But if somebody's like genuine, I'm a real witch. I'm practicing witchcraft. I don't disagree with you. I'm just not going to stir the pot there. That's all. You know what? It's not my pot to stir. It was told not to do so. It was told that it does exist. But let's not go looking for what we don't want. Let's see what Sean says. I think Halloween is just an ancient ritual from the BC times. Most people don't know or care about the meaning. Maybe it's good to maintain the ritual just as a link to a past. That's another perspective. And this is what I enjoy about the stream. is getting the perspectives, because nobody's shunned over here. It's exactly what it is, the ordinary man from the street, from the outside looking in. So guys, don't be afraid to put your perspective down here. No one's getting shot down. It could be ancient ritual from BC times. Is it good to keep our ties to the past in such a way? Indo says, I don't mess with that. I got enough bad luck. Fiona agrees, exactly. But ask anyone about the meaning of Halloween and they won't know. Fiona, I agree they won't know. But something else I'd like to say as well is, have you ever looked to see the meaning of Halloween? You can find exactly what you want. If you want to know that Halloween is good, go to the internet. And you're going to find really intelligent people telling you, no problem, all good. If you want to know that it is bad, go to the internet. And you will find where everybody tells you what an absolute brutal, sadistic, ritualistic, whatever it is, blood. So that's the problem I have these days, is nothing is like previous years where we could actually put fact and fact together and we put mind together. It's looking up any nonsense on the internet to support your opinion. CB, hi there, CB. We don't do Halloween, never been a tradition written in SA. No, it hasn't. It's not been a tradition in South Africa at all. That's why I grew up without it. Thankfully, I suppose if I grew up in it, it would be different. We'd be treating Halloween like we treat Christmas. And I'm afraid we're losing Christmas to the party and not what it's meant to be. South Africa's completely broke, can't afford anything anymore. Even rugby stadiums are empty unless Bokke plays. There you go. Endo's greetings, CB there. White Zulu says, Valentine's Day was a Victorian concept, allowing young people to secretly acknowledge their love for one another. It's quite fair. Until retail got hold of it. And then a letter wasn't enough. I know at school we used to have Valentine's letters that you wrote your Valentine's letter, and the Valentine's Day morning it was handed out throughout the class, and you'd sit there and see if the girl who got your Valentine's card guessed it was you, or was liked your card or not, or something like that. And it's like, oh no one likes the chubby one in the corner. Yeah, no, Debbie, this is what I like, is being able to chat about it openly. And if you actually hear what Sean said, Sean's got some really, really good perspective as well. I mean, he's had a vast amount of knowledge and a lot of experience in meeting different people in that, and I very, very much enjoy that as well. Senda say, I blame the Yanks over commercialization. I blame retail. I blame greed. Can't blame the Yanks for everything. They've got to deal with Biden. CB. Everyone's very happy. Well, I'm great to see you online, CB. Well done. But yeah, so Halloween. Tomorrow's Halloween. Are you locking your doors? Are you afraid of something coming out? Is it just commercial to you? Is it a tie from the past? Do you have a meaning to it? Does witchcraft, Satanism, devil worshipping, naturalism, sorcery, does that tie into Halloween? Or is it you're one of the people who go, no, I only take the good parts out of it? Because I want to tell you a little bit of a story. If somebody says, well, it's not all that bad, so we can go on with it, I'll tell you a story about a little boy and a little girl, and they went, Dad, we want to go watch this movie. He says, but you're 12. Yes, but it's got a 16 age restriction. And he's like, yeah, we're 12. It's not that big a difference. It's not that bad. It's just got a few bad bits in it. The rest is really, really good. He says, okay, fine. Let's quickly go and make some cookies first, though. Yeah, well, cookies before movies. Who doesn't like cookies before movies? So he goes out and he gets cookie dough and everything, but he goes out to the lawn and he picks up some doggy doodah that the puppies had freshly left there. previous evening. And he takes the mix and he mixes it, and then he takes the little doggy doodah and he sort of like sprinkles it into the biscuit. And the kid's like, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Just putting a bit of doo-doo into the cookies. We'll call them doo-doo cookies." And he knees it in and he says, "And we're going to bake them." The kid's like, "Well, go on, eat that." He says, what do you mean? "That's got doodah in it." He says, "Yeah, but it's not all bad. It's only a little bit. The rest is really, really good." You say, "Look, you won't eat a cookie with a little bit of bad in it, but when it comes to what you're going to put into you, psychologically, that little bit of bad doesn't matter." So that's something that I've always come up along and said, you know what? If it was a cookie and it had a little bit of dog poop in it, would I eat it because it's not that bad? It only had a little bit of bad in it. Would I celebrate something if it's not that bad, but it only had a little bit of bad in it, and I could ignore that part? We could maybe scratch the poop out and just eat the cookie bits. I don't know. You know what? There's a couple of words that come to mind, and the one is don't tempt the devil. What's Indo say before he disappears up there? On Valentine's cards, puppy love, the good old days feels like a lifetime ago. Yep. Buzzy's Moment says, please watch Fiona Tim's White Zulu, The King and I, my meeting with King Charles III. I did actually watch that just before I came in. It's about a 10-minute one. Keeping the faith is my road to health and happiness. I think, yeah, the less you clutter yourself with, I know people go, well, it's unknown. How do you know? Well, you know what? Probably the less I throw the unknown into me, the better. Because just never know. What do they say? Better the devil you know? That's a bad one, Andre. Yeah. Do story with meaning. Yeah. So, you know what? Next time you're going to do something that's not really that bad, just ask yourself, would you eat that cookie that's not really got such bad in it? You won't even taste it. But we know it's there. Yes. But you won't taste it. And little kids looking going, but we know, we saw the doo-doo go in there. Yeah, but you won't taste it. So just it's a little bit of bad. You won't even know it. My perspective is from smoking too much diet. I should get what's Ronaldo got? Edibles. Sounds like a crappy cookie. Yeah, DVD. Like City Church message today, don't try and keep one foot on the road and the other. You know what? That thing challenges me every day. I'm so pleased that we do have people watching it, because I'm like wondering, should I actually keep it going? You guys must let me know. If City Church is not something you want on, then let me know. But every 2 weeks until then, I'll be pumping it. I did number 5 today in the house, and we did number 3 online, and it's a 2 weekly thing. But yeah, that challenges me, because you talk about commitment. It's another one, CB. Don't play with fire. If I work quick enough, it won't burn me. Somehow I'm going to drop that on my foot one day, and then I'm going to wonder why. But yeah, City Church, as I said, I enjoy it because it's not a thump you, but it does make you think. And yeah, you get up to the challenges. What do we have? A choice when you know what, if you, who's going to stand up? How many people like, yeah, we're all for that, but no one's prepared to commit to it, because there's challenges in the way, and you can't try and ride on a surfboard and a skateboard at the same time. They're just not going to stick together, much as what you're wanting to do. What's Alison say? Woke up late, so watched it later. Oh, well, as long as it works for you, it's good. I every second week I've got it. Fiona, I had a chat with King Charles some years ago. There, to YouTube. There we go. I saw that one. I just enjoy it because, apart from the fact that Carl's my friend, and we spent a lot of life together before he even became a minister, and I've known him as a friend from before, right until, because everyone's like at church and they're like, yes, pastor, no, pastor, and I'm like, yo, Carl, what's happening on this side? And we're like, look at me, it's pastor, and I'm like, no, it's not, it's Carl. But yeah, and I don't mean it disrespectfully either, but you know what, for me, Carl has a much higher meaning than what pastor does because of how much we'd been through together and things like that. But I just like the way he actually just douses it out there. Nobody, he doesn't thump anyone with a you must do this or you mustn't do this, but he's just saying, if you'd really like to make a choice, you've got to realize that whichever choice you make has going to have challenges in its way. And then you're going to get to the commitment part, which is like, even like, woohoo, yeah. What's Debbie say? Challenges, when the door opens, don't think we won't be challenged. Identify the phase we're in and trust. He will provide us with wisdom to get through. And you know what? It's the hardest thing ever for me is to trust to get through to things, because I always know better myself. It's a human error. I'll trust you enough as long as I can stay in control. And it's good enough until I'm put under a hot plate and I start being challenged. Then it's not so cool anymore. Now, I can stand up when I'm amongst everyone. It's something that Pastor Bill Williams said a long time ago. I was watching one of his things, and he's pretty cool. He runs Metro Sunday schools, and he flies all over the country to help out. I know he's been to Ukraine a couple of times, but he lives a warehouse in the Bronx, and he's right down and dirty in there and with him. And he says, church is good. It's good. He says, the only problem is there's too many Christians. It's all. Too many Christians. Because you're just like really cool and easy. It's nice to be like Rome when you are amongst the Romans. But when you suddenly push over to Israel, I don't know where else, or if I'm getting the story right or wrong, and you push off there, and all of a sudden you've got to be a Roman in a different country, and you're suddenly an alien. You're not so much likely to be a Roman. And it's the same as when you're in different company. So then you're not much likely to stand up for what you actually felt was right. It's not too bad. We'll just go with it there. And that's why, once again, I'm saying Halloween, is it something that you don't feel is right, but because everyone goes with it and you look like a real tot when you say no, that you well, you can't really hurt. We'll just go with it from there. Or is it something that you feel strongly about? This is a celebration that should never be taken away. It should be marked in history over here. I mean, Ascension Day was just taken away from South Africa, and how many people went into ecstatics about it? Ascension Day, you cannot not make that a public holiday. It is our right. It is our godly right to have Ascension Day as a public holiday. And the church has said, okay, we'll stay open the whole day. We'll have morning and evening. And the work said, you may take leave for Ascension Day if you want to, not a problem, anything like that. What happened when it wasn't a given public holiday, when it didn't suit you to be able to sit on your fat ass at home, drink your brandy or your whiskey or your cane or your vodka and stuff yourself with food all day long and just like chill at home? Nobody went to church. The churches were empty. They ended up opening for a few churches in the evening a bit to do Ascension Day. But no one actually committed to it. No one cared for it. When the public holiday was taken away, whoa, everybody was up in arms about it. Wow, this is outrageous. Okay, put your money where your mouth is. Oh, it's not that bad. We'll stick at work on that day. We'll let that flow under the water. It's amazing, I think, when the challenges become real. Not when you've got to sit in your room and think about how you feel. When you're sitting in church with everybody around you feeling similar. And I'm not saying don't go to church. Church is a very, very important place to go to if you can, and you will, or when you get the opportunity to do so. Most of mine is online as well. I get Coral's Church online, and I get City Church, which we do every 2 weeks. And that's the nicest time to get everyone together. But so I'm not lambasting anyone for it or whatever, but your challenge isn't in your church. Your challenge is in the real world out there. When you're facing things, when it is a party, when it's an absolute party, and everybody's saying, freaking idiot. You know what? You're stupid. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. What the hell? You know what? Come over here and we're going to make some blood brew over here and you drink it with us while we cut ourselves and bleed all over a stone and then throw a glass and a string around there and get some answers for the future. I'm exaggerating heavily now. But what I'm saying is, you know what? Let's celebrate ghosts. Let's celebrate viciousness. Let's celebrate death. Let's celebrate being killed, murdered, axed, whatever. Let's it can't be that bad. And that's the only thing I think about it. And it doesn't faze me. You celebrate it, you do. If you don't, you don't. There's, what Kitty's going to have. I mean, I've got to walk into school tomorrow, and I am picketed or protested against it or whatever. But the whole primary school is busy with activities. Mrs. Andre or Mrs. Pepper's Echo's busy making a skirt with spiders all over the place so that she can go to school in it tomorrow. It's like, really, honey? But yeah. It's just, yeah. What moves us along? What's Fiona say? Every morning I wake up with monumental challenges which I must overcome. I can imagine. And I agree with Debbie, who says take a look at what you're doing with all your challenges. Good on you, Fiona. Bro fist for you there. Because you overcome them. But I just don't think we should load more challenges than what we have lying at our front door. And sometimes by complicating our lives, we do. And then we start analyzing it and trying to make things look better or not so bad. But just don't put the dog dew in the biscuit, because I won't eat it because I know it's there, even if I won't taste it. But then why are you doing something even if you don't taste it? Nothing's wrong. Nothing's happening at all. I'm just saying, if you don't taste it, doesn't mean it's not there. Yes, there we go. Debbie says 40th day after his resurrection. It's a true miracle to celebrate. But yeah, nobody does. Nobody even knows that the day was taken away. After most people are born after that, and it's like, well, Ascension Day, what's that? Everyone stand to Ascension. I said Ascension, not attention. Okay. In the UK, churches were empty until the Eastern Europeans came here after joining the EU and a few Sapphirs. We had some good uses, didn't we? Lucky we saved the UK. People, it's just, I find myself, and you know what, when I talk to you guys and I'm talking about these things and stuff like that, I'm not wanting to change you whatsoever. You know what, I do believe that you've got your own storms outside there, and I don't doubt them for 1 second. And I don't want you to think any differently, but I fight these same battles, guys. I sit here and I'm wondering, these things keep me up at night. No wonder I don't sleep so well. But these things keep me up and going, you know what is the right road to walk on? I don't care if you're not Christian, but surely you've got morals, you know what I'm saying? And we complicate things for ourselves. I complicate things for myself daily, and taking on these extra that you shouldn't. I'm planning for something. I'm overthinking things and why and how come and how will it affect me? I mean, I'll be honest with you. Halloween is a really, really difficult time because it's something that I really don't have time for. I don't really give much time to. And when it is being flowed over you, you can still sidestep it. But when you're in the middle of it and people are going, well, you know what, you just being a real wet blanket, you're just a wuss. And I'm like, you know what, I really don't mind you. Just don't mind me. You know, it's quite okay. That's how we roll, yeah. But then you're automatically thinking, well, you know what, is it really that bad? Am I just over the top? these are things, these are questions we've got to answer for ourselves, because no one's actually going to tell you. But what I want to say to you is, don't complicate your life. Fiona mentioned it earlier today. She said, you wake up with a mountain of challenges. And I think everybody wakes up with a mountain of challenges, because everybody walks around with their own challenges. They say if you take your problems, put it in a bag, and everybody puts it on a heap, and you take 50 steps back, and then you can go and pick any problem that you want, you will run like hell to get your own problem back when you see some of the problems others have. You will run like hell, no matter what you've got, because you've kind of learned to start dealing with them. And then you've actually taken a step away from them, and you've seen that it's not so bad. And I'm not saying it's not so bad, but what I'm saying is everybody, and you know what, often when you want to say prayers, you think, oh, geez, better not mention anything about that, because you know what, it's probably not as bad as what everybody else has. But you know what, to you, it's bad. If it's bad to you, it's worth looking into. But don't complicate it. And that's what I do. What do we got there? Don't compromise your values to fit in with the world. Honor your values and beliefs. It's becoming more and more difficult to do that these days. Peer pressure, the offense everyone takes. And this is why I'd like to be able to open up controversies here. Don't complicate it. Don't complicate life. Keep it simple. Keep it real. Keep it honest. I think honesty is the best answer. You cannot go wrong when being honest. The minute you actually start being dishonest with yourself, never by anybody else, you start catching yourself. I have to go. CB, thank you very much for tuning in anyway. I really appreciate it. Take care. Tot sense. Yeah, don't shortchange yourself. There we go. Well done, Alison. Debbie says that's well done. Yeah. And White Zulu says, don't forget to smash that the like button, subscribe, and a bell. 10 likes. It's about 2 up on average. I can't walk. My legs are paralyzed. You know what? But you wouldn't say it with the kind of person you are. You know what? Just your attitude of like, you know what? I will go out and get it done. That to me is brilliant, Fiona. So you know what? Another bro first. Kudos to you, because just being able to turn around, a lot of people like, I am the victim. Life is over. And you look what you've done. You're busy rolling out your books. You've got such a beautiful voice, such a lovely lady with awesome personality. You like authentic. You know what? There is nobody better than you to read that book, to tell those stories, and to have the emotion that you read it with as well is wonderful. But nothing stopped you, which is what I'm saying is phenomenal. Peer pressure, wokeness, and politicians complicate our lives. Yes, they do. But do we allow them to? Do we choose that? Is it easier for us to blame them than ourselves? It wasn't that bad. So I succumb to peer pressure every single day of my life. So don't let me sit here and think it's the master telling the student. I succumb to it every single day of my life. It's a difficult thing to deal with, because you don't want to be the nose poop in the corner always. But you know, sometimes, you know what? Sometimes it's important to leave things. And sometimes it's important just to conduct yourself. I think more and more I find myself more confident when I'm not trying to defend something or not trying to stand up for something, but I'm just conducting myself in that way. I feel the strongest and most confident when I'm just working in the right way. So, you know what? Halloween, you celebrated, good for you. You don't, good for you too. I don't. Maybe, I was about to say, maybe it's because I've not grown up with it or anything like that, but I just don't want to open that door. I've got enough challenges in my life that I need to look at and overcome without opening up another door, which I know is there. There's enough cucaracha that happens on a Halloween without just a little, there's enough dog do in that biscuit for me. Beautiful, beautifully said. I don't let it affect the quality of my life, my daily life. And you know what? You could so easily blame that for a terrible life and go and sit in a heap. Let's see, I saw a great clip. Bring that one up. Sorry, Debbie. I saw a great clip. Life is all about choices. You can choose to play victim or be a problem solver. I had a regional manager, Andreas Averbos, when I was in Bloemfontein, incredible connection. Him and Bruce Haygarth. So you can phone me any time of the day or the night if you've got a problem. When I was branch manager there, some regional manager. You can phone me any time of the day or night. There's only one thing you've got to do. It says make sure you've got a solution. And I live my life by that to this very day. Doesn't matter what problem you've got. Just make sure you've got a solution. It doesn't need to be a solution that has or will solve the problem, but it needs to at least show that you have thought about sorting it out and fixing it. I mean, eventually when I'd phone him and say, Andreas, I've got a situation. He says, yes, what is it? And I'd say, well, this and this and this has happened and that's happened and that's happened. So I think we should do this and this and this to fix that and do that to sort that out. And he laughs on the other side. I said, what's wrong? He says, you know what? Every time you phone me, you've always got the answer already. And that sometimes makes me wonder, because I say to people sometimes, I wish I had the faith in myself that others had in me. I think I did play you guys the one video. I think it's Luigi Pascalia or something like that, about not putting things off till tomorrow. Because I sit here every Sunday and I'm working, and I do it. And then I wait after church. Then my friends and them are there, and then everything. And then I try and wait for them to go away. And if they don't, then I'm start working anyway. And then I start working. And I, like now, when I'm finished here, I've got a report to do. So between finishing off here, then I do a report, and then phone mother. And by then, if we haven't finished yet, then finish off the rest of the report and then go back. So, yeah, rugby peer pressure causes me to swear at the screen when the ball comes. I don't know if it's peer pressure or just pure frustration in the process there. And I think we can pass that one. Yeah, there's a manager, Andreas Averbos. The best manager that I ever had was Ian Loughlin in the City Lodge hotels. And as you know, he's the general manager of the our Tambo City Lodge now. Okay, Colonel Chris White is now doing Bulls versus Sharks, so I'll have to get off there. Initiative to offer a solution. Agree, better than nothing. Yeah. It just at least says I've thought about it. I do have the faith in myself which others have in me. Let's get that up. I do have the faith in myself which others have in me. That's wonderful. I'd really like to get that far as well someday, because I keep on putting myself off. Like even this trip that we're going on now, and getting sent to Vietnam with the school. There's myself and the other deputy director. She's got to go. And you know what it's like? Wow, I'm actually worth it to you to actually send. Shouldn't you be sending somebody else? Would there be nobody else that is better to get this done than me? And sometimes you've also got to take a look at, why is all of this happening to me? It's probably because you're the only person who actually solves things. Why do people always come to me? Probably because you're the only person who actually gives a damn when they do rock up to you. Maybe because you're honest. You know what? The person that's in isn't always the person that's in when there's a problem. The person that's in is usually in when the party's good, when the going's great, you're rolling down the river and things are just the swag. But when the problem hits the fan, you watch the people that people go to. It's not the party of it's not the life of the party that they go to. They go to the serious straight shooter, the person who's stuck to their guns, the people who've made those choices and have accepted navigating their challenges, being committed. I think your next one will be on the commitment in that. And that is awesome as well. Fiona says, don't stop the stream because of rugby. I'm enjoying it too much. I'm just waffling away. Just waffling away because I'm touching a subject that I know is a hot plate that you shouldn't be touching. Exactly, Hendo. Exactly. When times are tough, friends are few. And the friends that you go to for when people genuinely need assistance or genuinely need proper advice or need someone to stand in the gap for them, they don't go to the life of the party. Mr. Popular, Mrs. Popular. You know what? I know it all. I had it all. We could party all. I'm just the life of the party. And then it's like, no, I actually have a problem that I need somebody with serious gut needs to sort out. You just the life of the party. I always used to say as well, there's a lot of times your parents used to say to you, don't go and play with those kids. They're bad news. Just remember, don't become the kids that shouldn't be played with. Halloween, witchcraft. I know many people have said, well, there's good witchcraft, there's bad witchcraft, and you can be a blessing in being good. I'm sure maybe. I don't know. It's just not the path I want to go walk down. I don't want to test those. I have made my choice. I have enough challenges navigating my own choice and disappointing myself many times over for not standing up for my own principles, my own morals, when I should. And this materialistic world turns you. I mean, you take a look at the cancel culture, the woke culture, the goodness knows whatever cultures that's going in there in the world these days. I mean, we should be touching on the subject of self-confidence. I have supreme self-confidence as I get older. You know what? Self-confidence is something that I'd actually probably like to talk about in a whole show by its own, because I'm coming to wrap up now. And I really like that, because that's something that I was looking at the other day when someone said, oh, well, you can do this. And you're watching maybe a motivational thing, or you're watching somebody. I enjoy Jordan Peterson and a couple of those guys. As I've said before, old Anthony Robbins. You know what? Whether he's good or not, he still had some wisdom to his words. But you know what? When you're in the moment, and this is what I said, when you're in the church and you're surrounded by the people, you are untouchable, because that is how you feel. So when you're in the church, when you're in the party, when you're in the club, when you're wherever you're surrounded by, what feeds you is amazing. The world is your oyster. But when you're standing by yourself, how likely are you to calmly climb into a lion's den? Dude, the only reason I know the lions won't touch me is because I probably shat myself all over the place already by then. Not out of faith, out of absolute smell that those lions won't come near me. Because when you're standing alone and you look around, look carefully, because the people that you've been overlooking are the people who are usually standing with you. They're usually around. And the people that you thought were just the shiz, they're nowhere to be seen. They've moved on. But confidence, yeah, that is something. Yeah, there we go. You can't be everyone's cup of tea, but you can still be a positive impact. Agreed. And that is why it is so important, and how you carry yourself. That is why it's so important that you do confidently carry yourself, because is your confidence, I think your lack of confidence comes from yourself, and your confidence comes in the faith that is given to you. Sender say with white witches versus black witches, they do gather in the New Forest outside Southampton National Park, I've been told. And that's probably why I won't go to Southampton National Park. Not there to meet anyone. With all the physical challenges we face as we get older, we also gain a truly valuable amount of wisdom. Yeah, what do they say? Experience is something you gain just after you don't need it anymore. Hello, 100% truth. How are you? 100% true. Says so true. Yeah, it does. You know what? You feel better because you seem to have walked. It's like every time I do something new, teaching was hectic. And then the second rodeo round, it wasn't a problem anymore. And I just got into it and I could do it with my eyes closed. They gave me primary principle. And that was hectic for the first year because I was like stepping in everything I didn't know. After that, I ran it fine. There was no worries. Then they threw me into secondary. And that was secondary principle is nothing about what primary is. And that was another absolute upheaval. And if there's anybody who doesn't like change, it's me. I mean, you must see, it takes me ages to settle in when we move house or apartment or something like that. And it's, as I say, sometimes I think I've got ADHD because I just can't seem to concentrate on something long enough. Although when I do, it's like, why didn't I just cut everything out? 90%, I won't say 90%, but let's go at least 70% of what I'm carrying around in my thoughts are more destructive, unnecessary, and really, really weigh me down, where I could be dealing with a lot less, much easier. But I suppose sometimes when you care too much. And so it's not a bad thing to be a good person. Sometimes you've got to start accepting the fact that good isn't bad. Because these days, everything means bad is good. So if you're bad, you're good. So if you're a bad boy, you're good. If you're sick, you're good. This is such a sick place to be. And I'm like, wasn't it a good place to? No, this is so sick. I actually thought it was really cool. Yeah, it's sick. And then you realize that sick actually means good. Bad means good. Bad boys, bad company. Devil may cry. You know what? You're a little devil, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm a flippin' angel. But anyway, whatever you think. Let's get into the convos quickly. Wish we had the wisdom when we were young. Would have made so many different choices. You wouldn't have had the wisdom then because you've learned from your different choices. I think when we don't learn from what we've been through is more dangerous than being able to navigate it. It's like not being exposed to any germs whatsoever. Your immune system doesn't build up. So we need to experience probably the good and the bad. How you handle it is up to you. The choices you make there and the integrity and the values that you stand with there is something. I don't fear death. I've been so close so many times that I can climb into the lion's den. It's not death that I fear. It's would I shock you if I said I fear life more than what I fear death? I worry more about having to deal with next week than if I could quietly go to sleep tonight and just not wake up tomorrow. I would be fine. I would be the happiest person. I said when I hit 50, I've done everything I want in life. I've had a great life. Super dupes. I'm out of here. I'm happy with it. Come fetch me. And, I cannot think of anything more peaceful than just stepping out of this world at the moment. It's actually maybe an abduction of responsibilities because I think there's a lot more for us to do. But if I had to tell you, I feel life more than what I feel death, just because it's so much more peaceful. That last breath, I don't have to take the next painful breath in with it again. An anthem song should be, "This is my fight song, take back my life song, prove I'm all right song, my power turned on." Rachel, I love that song. I love those songs. And there's also that other one that's also very popular, The Story, something like that. Beautiful. Some lovely songs and things. And you know what? You should celebrate life and appreciate every day of life. Don't listen to me when I give you stupid stories and things like that. But as I say, I just don't want anybody else taking it from me. These days, with the dangers there are out there, sometimes it's not exactly the way you'd pictured yourself peacefully going, and if you're walking around in the street and things. Yeah, I love that song too. Fight song. I think there's The Story. Long time ago, probably more than 30 years, because I'd always think it's 10. There was a song by Clout called Substitute. Loved that as well. I actually have a chill section on my Spotify that I can listen to, and it's got everything that you've mentioned there. It's got The Rose. The Rose is probably one of the most beautiful songs. I mean, we can start talking about music and that now. Bette Midler. If you haven't heard Bette Midler's version of The Rose and you haven't listened to the words, you're missing. Because that is, you know what, in the end, there is The Rose. It was absolutely stunning. And I actually, to a certain extent, enjoyed the movie as well, but the song itself has so much more connotation to it as you go around. Alison, great motivational song, uplifting. Yeah. Have the volume, turn up the volume and sing it out loud. Yeah, there we go, Alison. Why not? Get some volume out of us. We're always so afraid to talk. Being a 5-day coma on the life support is really rather a pleasant experience. Did you say pleasant or unpleasant? Nerve-wracking for those around you. Your worth is not defined by your last. Your worth is not defined by your last mistake. I like this quote. I make mistakes, but that doesn't make me a bad person. That is correct. As long as I strive to improve and not repeat my mistakes. I said that to somebody the one day as well. And that was a good couple of years back. He said, I just can't get things right. You know what? I've gone through this and I've tried to do this and I've tried to do this. And then I fouled up over there and I fouled up under there. I said, that's absolutely fantastic. He says, what do you mean? I said, you're suddenly noticing where you foul up. Doesn't matter that you foul up. You're suddenly cognizant of it. You know, where it didn't matter and you didn't care. Now you actually know. It's great. Carry on. What do you mean? I said, you're going to foul up for the rest of your life. Deal with it. It's just that now you know that you went to what you're doing wrong or where you're fouling up, and you'll probably navigate different roads compared to it. It'll become less and less and less. You'll find new ways to foul up, of course. And as long as you're cognizant of it, that's the greatest thing. The greatest thing is knowing that you foul up and not fouling up. And as you say, strive to improve on it. Love that. Thank you. No shock at all. Alison Johnson nicely said, no need for fear. No need to fear life. You have full control over your decisions. You do. It's making the right ones. Making the right ones. Wouldn't you want to visit the UK before your final breath? It would be nice. It would be nice. But you know what? I have found a lot of happiness in 100 meters around me. I've found a lot of joy in 100 meters around me. I'm dying to travel. With COVID coming in, we couldn't, so we still got to get Vietnam. I mean, I'm going to Vietnam for conference. We're not going to visit, so wifey and I still need Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines. It's all stone throws away from us that we haven't been to. I mean, I'd like to get up to China, Japan, Korea. 100% true. I think you're in Korea at the moment. But yeah. Substitute, you like it as well? I loved it. And Carly Simon who sang Let the River Flow? Na 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 na. I've got that as well. And it's all these like probably nostalgia and stuff like that, but it's just like chill. Yeah. I've got a playlist on my Spotify. You're welcome if you've got Spotify to knack in on them. I got rock music as well, which is why I say I don't need to open any more doors than what I've already got open. There we go. Frog Leap Studios, but I have absolutely stunning Christian songs as well. Todd Agnew, Cutlass. Not too sure that one is there. Oh, it's also Cutlass. 363, Third Day, Newsboys, Planet Shakers, Casting Crowns, Full Wickham. So if you ever wanted to tune in, I have one called Christian Greats. Then if you're overseas and you don't know what to do at your braai, I have one called Safrican Braai that you can look up and think. Folk like pop, nice things, a little bit of Mike Oldfield, Sandy Tom, Amy McDowell, things like that. And then the 80s dance party, which you cannot go wrong with Bucks Fizz and Boney M. And I'm sure it is something that Benoni would be appreciative of. That's just my daily mix that they make for me. Good rock is good, some good rock on it, some AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, The Clash, Kiss, Quiet Riot, Twisted Sister, Green Day, Eclipse, The Cult, Dragon Force, Tom Petty, Metallica, Georgia Satellites. They're all around there. And then I've got chill rock, and this is the one that you want. Got Peace in My Heart, Whiskey in the Jar, Push Me to the Floor, Brown Eyed Girl, Stand, Beast of Burden, What's Up, Give a Little Bit, Mustang Sally, Sweet Child of Mine, Just Like Jesse James. That's more like chill rock. You know, there's got a little bit of rock on it, but it's chill. And then you have chill. Absolute just chill. And that's got Africa from Toto, Piano Man, Billy Joel, Brown Eyed Girl, Van Morrison, The Gambler from Kenny Rogers, We Are Young from Fun, Love Shine a Light, Crimson and Clover, Fields of Gold, The Whole of the Moon Blowing in the Wind. I think Fight Song is up here somewhere as well, if I'm not missing it somewhere along the line. Fast Cars. The Rose from Bette Midler. You've got to hear that. Wonderful Tonight, Eric Clapton, No One Knows, Goldfish, The Living Years, Mike and the Mechanics. Substitute, there's Substitute by Clout, what I was talking about. Take It on the Run, Oreo Speedwagon. And then I've got one that's just called Early Pop, and that's got all the good old pop stuff on it. And Rock and Drop is just got some ZZ Top, Golden Earring, AC/DC, a little bit of rock, but not as into it as what the last ones were. So yeah, those are my playlists, guys. If you've got Spotify, look them up. You can listen to what I'm listening to. I'll put them up there for you as well again sometime. Where we? Frog Leap Studios. Love Frog Leap Studios. Yeah, DVD, you like it too. Love him. Listen to Gummy Bears by Frog Leap Studios. Oh, jeez. Where have we got? Substitute, brilliant, chill playlist. The Rose is also my favorite. Yeah, there we go, Buzzy. Rose is brilliant. White Salute, please, pleasant, like having a nice long rest from life. But coming back from coma was not fun. Yeah, I suppose it's good with the bad. Everything has its pros and cons. I just didn't know a coma had a pro, but I suppose I wouldn't mind checking out for a while and then having the option to come back and say no. They say Singapore humidity is very bad coming out of the airport and try Cambodia. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like Durban, no, Cambodia's Durban with some. I love the StreamYard. Awesome tuneless South African. Yeah, it's not StreamYard, it's Spotify that I've got it on. Awesome tuneless South African braai looks good. It's got all the Afrikaans. I should have shown you what's on my South African braai list. Pompoen, Kaptein, The Gambler, Soos Bloed, Sky Rumba, Dance Some More, Mango Groove, Unita Du Plessis, Kurt Darren, Tiens Jordan, Roy Rock Bokkie, Los Lappie, Lekker Ou Jan, Macy, Blommetjie gedenk aan my, Anton Goosen, getoer. I've got all of these things. So when I'm actually having a bit of a Saffir Brian, I like Miss Home. Yeah, we chuck on the Safrican Braai mix, and there it goes. So I sort of, and when I hear something good, it's like, ooh, this belongs in the rock. Ooh, this is belonging in my Christian collection. Ooh, this is a chill one there. Ooh, this goes with the Safrican Braai selection. Because I listen to a lot of this, the chill, especially my Christian. And I have a lot of Christian rock on it as well when I'm working. You're working in one room. I mean, I sit in the same room as where my teachers do. Put earphones in. It's the only way you get to work. What? I come unstuck in 1990s R&B, Tupac and Vanilla Ice. Chin, 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 chin. Also some lacquer rock music. Yeah, some good stuff there. I think chill rock or something like that. I've just got some good stuff. One of my stuff, Scatterlings of Africa, good old Johnny Clegg. I'll definitely take the rock one. Yeah, you go for it. You go for it. Go and hunt down my playlists, and then you can. I'd love to play them for you. I'd just probably get booted right off StreamYard. Islands in the Stream, Dolly Parton. Remember that one? Oh, jeez. The Antwoord, sure, yes, like they've split a little bit all over the world as well and picked up some notoriety in South Africa. And I don't know if they're notorious or popular. They're weird, but yeah, the Antwoord. But then again, music these days is weird. I don't know. Captain and Kurt Darren, Spundy Sailor. Very well put together, nicely done. Thank you. I'll put 60s and 70s classic hits on YouTube on my TV. There we go. There we go. But I think I have been boring you enough. So, in the long run, it doesn't matter if you do Halloween or not. I think it's what matters inside of you. Just remember that even if you don't know what's in there, make sure that you know what's being fed to you, because dog poop, if you don't taste it, you don't really want to eat it. Just a little bit of bad doesn't mean it's good because you can't taste it. You know it's there. So take a look at what's there for you to take. Confidence, Fiona, I think that's something that we should actually chat about 100%. But count your John Muslane. Hello. I'm just saying bye, John, but hello. Good to have you in. But take a look, as I said, what you're putting in, what you're letting in, and how you stand when you're by yourself, and how you stand when you're amongst others, and how you stand when people challenge your integrity or your morals. Sometimes very, very difficult. And that's for us to work through. And that's why you stick around good people. I don't have the most popular friends, but I have good friends. Be true to yourself. Thanks for the awesome stream. Thank you for being awesome and always participating, Debbie and Hendo. Later peoples, keep it safe. Always good. My friends, my family, my awesome people. Without you, this would be absolutely nothing. Thank you so much for a wonderful, wonderful Sunday evening. I hope I haven't dragged it too much there, but it has been absolutely awesome spending the time with you awesome people. Stay as awesome as you are. Don't forget the attitude of gratitude. This week is going to be awesome. I should be streaming from Siem Reap next week. Be good, take care, and remember, if you can't be good, at least be kind. Cheers.